All right, friends, we are back. It's your favorite podcast show of the week. This is Location Weekly. When we are recording episode number 723, and we're excited to be here. So this week, I have the pleasure of doing this with my co-president of the LBMA, Karsten. Welcome. How are you? Where are you? What's going on?
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be in the podcast. Actually, I'm in the airport. So, our location world is full of travel and full of those experiences. So, actually, I'm in Berlin right now. I'm heading down to Milan for the last weekend of the summer. Let's see this. So, everything is fine, but ready to get set up into the very busy event season we have ahead. So, especially with our activities in the aviation industry. So there are lots of shows coming up, and it's the middle of September, so it's 14 days to go, and then we are on the way around the globe more or less. So we see us at the Momentum Summit in Toronto, November, and we've got a lot of other activities. But in general, everything's fine. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's the hot season of the year. So
Yes.
the last quarters are coming. So we have to bring in the money in.
Yeah. I hear you. It's busy for us as well, even with my company, Ground Level. So many summer festivals and events and things that we're doing the data tracking for. It's very busy time, but it's all good. And and the baseball season is still going. The Jays are still in first place, barely, but they're there. They're hanging on. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so we have four stories as usual to cover. You have the first one to kick us off, so I'll let you start.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I'm in the airport, so I'm very happy that this um, is not affecting me today, but kind of. But a company called RXBAR and Hidden Valley came up with a brilliant idea for their consumers. And, it was a very busy vacation season and a lot of traffic. And therefore, a lot of people got stuck somehow in the airport or on their travel. And they had to change plans or didn't make it to their holiday and vacation destination. So they came up with a brilliant marketing idea to give a offering of $500 prepaid gift cards to travelers who were affected by those plans. So when the flight was delayed, they couldn't make it to it, and also Hidden Valley Ranch reimbursed take backs for customers to pick their dressing and post it back on the Instagram stories. So kind of doing marketing with something another industry is messing up. So try to comprehend this thing and yeah, make it not as worse as it maybe felt. So it's kind of an interesting marketing strategy to see, okay, something went wrong. I take care of you if I have nothing to do with that at all. So that's kind of super interesting. But yeah, this is what happens if the summer travel chaos breaks out like it did in North America. And yes, those companies are doing it. Maybe it's a new trend to just step into this events and say, okay, there's an event. If you're affected by the event, I can help you with something, or I can make out of those negative news something positive, which is at the end what it is. Yeah, kind of interesting. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think
New
that's the
trend?
key. I think that's the key, right? To look at negative situations, where people are frustrated and upset and as a brand trying to find ways to, insert your messaging, your product into that in a way that's helpful. So I think that's a good thing. I think that the RX bar piece makes sense to me. You're in an airport, you're stuck, whatever protein bars, is included in that. So you have a box or a sleeve of five protein bars that comes in this prize pack for the people who win. And $500 prepaid bank card is also, nothing to sneeze at. So that's good. Hidden Valley Ranch, that one I'm
Kind of
less.
odd.
It's
Odd.
odd. It's odd,
It's
right?
odd. It's odd.
I
Yes.
like it from a marketing perspective, from a branding perspective. It's, but I don't see the connection to I'm frustrated traveler. Um, other than they're going after the restrictions around liquids, for checked baggage. So, as you know, when you're taking a carry-on, you can't have these liquids at a certain size. So what they're saying is, they're reimbursing you $35 US on a check bag. And then if you put a bottle of the Hidden Valley dressing in your checked baggage, and you share an Instagram photo of that, then you're getting this sort of reimbursement piece. So I I think it's smart for them. I think it's an interesting angle to approach the liquid restrictions and the travel piece. I'm not sure a lot of people are going to do this. First 1,000 people who do it, okay, sure. So it's low risk for Hidden Valley. I think it's potentially has some good upside on the social media sharing perspective. So interesting.
But
I'm not gonna
but
I'm
like,
not gonna call it a trend, but let's see.
yeah, let's see. But maybe there we will find a new buzzword for it in marketing. So just make it like a new industry standard terminology if you do those kind of things. We'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. All right, on to our second story now. So, David's Bridal, which is, one of the world's biggest bridal retail companies, selling, dresses and all those kinds of things. They're embracing AI with a new AI wedding planning platform called Pearl Planner. So this is a all-in-one planning hub. Basically, it's a free AI-powered tool. It brings together over 100 guided tasks. So it does things like managing your guest list, touring venues, designing your wedding announcements. It can build your wedding website for you. It can do all sorts of different things for you related to obviously organizing, planning, and announcing your wedding. It also has dynamic timelines that adjust as plans change. So if things change along the way, they have, vision boards and task boards and all these things sort of built into it. So, to me, this is actually a very good use of AI technology, I think. I know I mean, it's been a long time, Karsten, obviously, since you got married, since I got married, and had to go through all these things. But, in those days, and I think still for the most part now, many couples hire, somebody to plan their wedding and organize all the stuff and arrange the photographers and the flowers and the this and the that and all those kinds of things. It's a lot of work. And if you don't need to pay somebody to do that and AI can do a lot of that for you, then I think that's a good thing. And it can save like a lot of money. These things are expensive. I'm not sure that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who had just announced their engagement yesterday, are gonna jump on board here. But I see a huge amount of potential in this type of a thing. Especially when it comes to like, writing your wedding announcement and sending out your invitations and managing guest lists and table placements and all those kinds of things, which take, a fair bit of work. I think AI can actually do a really good job with that. It also has integration into their rewards program, which is called the Diamond Loyalty Program. So you can earn redeemable points as you complete different milestones and different tasks in their program, which I think is really smart. So I like it. I think it's a very good use of AI technology. You obviously have some experience using AI to build websites, and this is something that people do now in today's age. Obviously, we didn't do that back in our days, but it's something that young couples do now. So I like it.
Actually, it's a quite interesting way to also influence a 300 plus billion-dollar industry. So this is very traditional if you see the wedding itself and all the tools they use to celebrate kind of or where you buy your stuff you need, all the wedding planners are organized. It's a lot of manual work. So seeing the use of AI in this field and also connecting it to a brand makes total sense for me. And is a good way to, yeah, use new technology in a way that everybody can consume it. And at some point, all of us will be ending up more or less in one of these situations and so never did it before. You're not a professional wedding planner. If somebody
Mhm.
gives you a helping hand here and this is trustful, and also it's into this power of AI, also invites you to share your thoughts and your feelings and your answer that helps a lot. So yeah, good use case, I guess.
Yeah. Very good. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Third
let's
story.
move on. No,
Yes.
absolutely. So, OpenTravel Alliance joins the Overture Maps Foundation. The OpenTravel Alliance has joined the Overture Maps Foundation to resolve one of the travel industry's most present challenges: standardizing location data across highly fragmented ecosystem with travel providers by establish open interoperable mapping frameworks. The partnership will utilize Overture's global entry reference system, GERS, to give each hotel, vacation rental, airport shuttle, or train station a unique identifier within the ecosystem and across all platforms. So this will reduce times from weeks to minutes to search for things and identify the right place. So for me, it is a big step for the Overture Maps Foundation. So remember the time we have been in Rotterdam, where with the first announcement of Overture, what was his name? Came out on the panel. What's the name? Can you remember?
Mark Prelo?
Exactly, exactly.
Yes.
Yes. So and so was that 3 years ago, 4 years
Yes.
ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
something like that? And now seeing that they going into this industry where there's high need for it, it's a high demand, super fragmented, all the travel agencies, the booking platforms, all those things. And you don't have an unique identifier for your specific location itself. Enjoying that makes a ton of sense to me. Yeah, let's see how it turns out. And yeah, well, this may change also the dominance of those big players like TripAdvisor, Booking.com, Expedia, all those guys. Let's see if they're involved. Yes or no?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one for the travel industry. I mean, Overture Maps itself has been relatively successful at bringing, all of the major mapping players together in an open source environment. So, AWS is there, Meta is there, Microsoft, TomTom, Esri, all the major guys. Are really, there and part of that in some way, shape, or form. So I think that's a really good thing. What does that mean for the travel industry and what essentially can be done for Open Travel Alliance? I think it just means, for a lot of these companies building these booking engines and these mapping platforms and these rideshare services, access to base level mapping information, in a free, accessible way, in an open source way, it's helpful to all of them, right? Because everybody needs this data. And, I think one of the things that we've learned over the years when it comes to mapping information, that used to, we used to have to pay a lot of money for, and now through things like Overture Maps or other open source, type of platforms, that there's no reason that that base information of where something is, its physical address, it's the shape file that defines it, all of that, people should be making money from. Like that should be accessible to everybody. And then, the metadata that sits on top of that is really what, you need to be building services on and actually, creating businesses on that, you're generating revenue from. So I think for the travel industry, this is a really good thing. I think for Open Travel Alliance in particular, it's a good partnership and makes sense for them to be part of the Overture Maps Alliance. So yeah. Okay, final story. So jumping to the marketing and data analytics world, Circana, which is Circana, has made an announcement that they're acquiring Nielsen's marketing mix modeling business. And so, Nielsen obviously, is a huge player in this space, and to, now move this business over to Circana, I think is interesting. So, they're integrating this fully into their platform. They've also recently acquired NC Solutions platform, and so they're kind of building this cohesive analytics measurement solution in sort of one place. And I think it's interesting because when you look at Nielsen's MMM model, it really brings together measurement around all sort of media channels. So TV, radio, digital, out of home, sort of all in one place and having the metrics there. I think for big brands, for big agencies, this is really important. Obviously, this is not a small business type of solution. This is really, targeting the enterprise level brands and the agencies that represent them. It also gives them, I think, Circana's, has quite a global footprint already. So I think, tying in the Nielsen MMM model here into what they do, I think is a good thing. So, I don't know. I think from a competitive perspective, we'll probably see more consolidation in the industry, others, making similar types of acquisitions to round out their platforms. But the bottom line and we've talked about this, over the last 12 months is that everybody's looking for better measurement and attribution tools. Especially with the growth of retail media networks right now. Just in the last couple of weeks, there's been new announcements from Ace Hardware, from Sam's Club, from other retail brands about them launching retail media networks. And so I think the measurability around those types of things is becoming even more important than it already was. Any thoughts?
And for me, it's very interesting to see this company, was founded in 1923, is reinventing and reshaping the portfolio, and seeing back in this 20 years of marketing experience we both have now, is um, seeing so many different models trying to measure advertisement effects, return on invest, all those kind of things. And then you have to adjust yourself with a new way, and seeing this in a world of AI coming, maybe it's a good move to, let's say, in a more open world, to get rid of this and start something new, as they did for 100 years now, and say, okay, if there's some other opportunities we can may work with, and having a company who's collecting this and building something workable is also maybe a good thing. So constantly movement, but data is always needed. The accuracy is important, but also the other thing is trust. And something Nielsen has to bring on the table is trust, because over the many years of work with the big enterprises and helping to make things successful. So yeah, looking forward what's happening with MMM, and then so good to go.
There you have it. Okay, well, that's our four stories on our show for this week. You've been listening and watching episode number 723 of Location Weekly. I do want to take a minute here just to also mention about our upcoming Momentum Summit. The biggest LBMA conference we've ever done. It's celebrating our 15-year anniversary. This will be November 10th and 11th in Toronto. And lots of great content and speakers coming together around, retail, tourism, sports and entertainment, smart cities and government, pretty much everything, that, relies on location data and geospatial information. So we'd love to see you there. You could also just go to the website to learn more about that, which is momentumsummit.ca. And learn all about it. But we'd love to see you in November. So check it out. Let us know if you're interested. There's still lots of opportunities to be involved as well as speakers, sponsors, and attendees. So yeah, check it out, momentumsummit.ca. And until then, we'll be back with another show next week. Have a great one, everybody. Take care. Bye.